Alright, now for Spider-Man 2. Let me adjust this real quick. Come on. Spider-Man 2. Sequel to Spider-Man came out in 2004. It's pretty much the same cast from 4. We got Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker as Spider-Man, Kristen Dunst as Mary Jane Watson, and James Franco as Harry Osborn. And yeah, pretty cool. Something I forgot to mention, the first one, which I'll also talk about in this one, is also has J.K. Simmons in it as this news reporter. And, you know, since I wanted to add on to the first review, he's, like, the funniest character. His moments especially shine in 3, which I'll talk about then, but he's funny and he's awesome. But anyway, Spider-Man 2 takes place a few years after the first Spider-Man, you know. These guys are all out of school, and, you know, they're adults, they're in college, and Peter's kind of struggling, balancing between, like, college classes, and, like, you know, trying to keep a good relationship with Mary Jane, and, you know, trying to be Spider-Man and all that stuff. It's hard for him, and he's starting to not do as well in school and all that stuff. And, you know, eventually a new villain shows up, Dr. Octopus. He's this guy who wanted to try and find this energy source, but things kind of backfire and he turns evil. And yeah, he's pretty cool. And I have to say, Dr. Octopus is kind of a lot more menacing than Green Goblin, because I don't know, you can kind of tell that Green Goblin's kind of cheesy looking and stuff. Dr. Octopus, though, he's actually kind of menacing because he's got those 4 robotic tentacles on his back, and he's just can do a lot with them, and it's really cool to see that. And I have to say, the character interactions in this movie are much better than the first one. Like, to be honest, Mary Jane is actually kind of worse in this one. Like, she gets kidnapped and you know, is all that a lot more than this one, and she's still not exactly a good character, does that much other than motivate Peter and all that. But, you know, individual character, like, stuff and dialogue and all that, I feel is much stronger than the first one. Like, you know, you can really tell, like, everyone when they're talking and all that stuff. There, you know, it's better than the first one. It's not as cheesy, I don't feel. Like, and, you know, I can watch these guys much easier than the first one. And, you know, James Franco is still pretty cool. And now this time he's got this motivation against Spider-Man because he thinks he killed his father and all that. And it's pretty nuts, you know, seeing, you know, the friends and stuff. And, you know, since Peter is publicly Spider-Man's photographer, that's what people know him as, you know, they're starting to go after Peter and all that stuff, and it's pretty interesting seeing all that. The action is great. I don't feel like there's as much action as the first one. From what there is, it feels the action here is even better than the first one. Like, they updated the CGI, it's really good now. It's, you know, better than the first one. It's got some great action, especially this one train, like, action sequence near the end. That was awesome. I loved that. And it was really cool, you know, all the characters and villains and whatnot, them fighting, all really cool. You know, it's great music too, the direction is still very nice. Sam Raimi is a great director for these movies, I feel, and I really had a good time with this one. You know, there are a couple things I didn't like as much. Like, as I said, once again, there's not as much action stuff as the first one. I feel that was, like, the strongest part of these Spider-Man movies, so I didn't feel the character interactions were all that great. Like, you know, this one, Mary Jane gets engaged to this guy for some reason. You know, they, like, knew each other for 5 minutes. She did that just to annoy Peter, I think, and then, like, I don't know, then he just, I don't really get Mary Jane that much. Like, whatever, you know, that's a thing, and I guess, and I don't really know what else to say, though. I don't really like Mary Jane that much, so whatever. But Peter is still good. Tobey Maguire is a great Spider-Man, and he really shines in this one. You know, you can see, you know, stuff he's going through with all that, all those people, and, you know, he's trying to keep a good relationship with Mary Jane on a just friends level because he doesn't really want to endanger her because he's Spider-Man. And that was still really cool seeing that stuff. You know, even though there wasn't as much action, like, I do really think the action, again, it's better in this one. There's just not as much of it. And, you know, you do have to sit through a little bit to get to the action, but when you have to sit through, it's not bad. I don't feel it's that bad, to be honest. And it was really cool. I should also mention there's an extended edition of this that's like 3 minutes longer than the theatrical version. That's the one I watched. It's 3 minutes longer. I can't really tell the difference. I guess watch the extended edition because it's only 3 more minutes. I don't know. I think it had like 3 extra action scene minutes in it. I don't really know. They just call it Spider-Man 2.1 also on, like, when the title shows up for some reason. Whatever. I don't care. It's 3 minutes. It's not like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which adds like an extra hour and a half to each of them. I mean, seriously, Return of the King is like 4.5 hours long from what I hear. I honestly don't know how I could watch a movie for that long, to be honest, but we'll see when I watch that eventually, because my friend's gonna loan it to me. Whatever, you know, Spider-Man 2 was a great, entertaining superhero movie. I'd say it's a little better than the first one. You know, some people say it's much better. I'd say it's only a little better, because it does some things better, and you know, to be honest, I don't know. They're both really good. I could like either or on some days, I don't know. Spider-Man 2 is definitely a great movie, and I had a great time with it, so I'm just going to give Spider-Man 2 a 92%. Fun action movie, great acting, characters are okay-ish, you know, interactions are better, not as much action, but it's still a fun movie, and again, watch it if you're a superhero movie fan. And yeah, next time we're going to talk about Spider-Man 3, so I guess I'll see you guys then. Adios, some slices. Sorry. Oh yeah, Peter loses his powers for some reason, and he has to get them back. I don't know, whatever. There we go. Working again.